Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Cash Flow Conversations. This is day 30. So I've gone live consistently for the past 30 days on my capital raising journey. Well, one day was an exception, but I still made a video, just did not go live through Restream when I was driving back from Ohio yesterday. Very, very fun journey. But nonetheless, thank you for joining me. Apologize for being a few minutes late. My computer crashed about an hour ago and I've been getting it reset and set up. So a little bit hectic, but we are here nonetheless and very excited to be streaming on the last day for these past 30 days. After this, I still have to decide how I want the stream to go moving forward, but it will likely be on a weekly basis. It's been enjoyable. And today I thought of nothing more fitting than to go over what I've learned, really, and how to improve streaming if indeed you did want to do it. I think it's super, super beneficial. So, here are the biggest takeaways from my perspective and from my experience these past 30 days. Number one, much like posting on LinkedIn, is to have a content calendar. You want to know what you're talking about and you want to be prepared. So if you want to post consistently for 30 days, map out what that content will look like. Um, Maybe you don't have all of the ideas for the next 30 days, but maybe on Sunday, create a content plan for what your content will look like for the next week moving forward. Very important because you don't want to be scrambling the morning of trying to think about what you're going to talk about. That happened a handful of times during when I was streaming, and it didn't make for the best experience, both for myself, because I had anxiety about what I was going to talk about, didn't look as prepared, and also your delivery, right? Because ultimately you're sharing this with your network and you want it to look good. So definitely have a content calendar. Even like I said, even if your plan is to post for the next 30 days, you don't have to have all 30 days outlined, right? It's much like starting a business. You're not going to know every single step along the way. It's not going to go perfectly, but at least plan for a week's worth of content at a time. The second thing is to prepare the morning of. So, number one, you want to prepare that week's worth of content, but number one, prepare the morning of. So, I've been relatively consistent going live at 1:30. I would say I've done at least 25 out of the past 30 days streaming at 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. And you want to prepare the morning of what you are going to say. You don't have to have it all written down, but at least have a few bullet points of what you want to talk about, and then have it right next to the camera. Like for example, I have a little sticky note adjacent to my camera, so I know the bullet points that I'm going to talk about. Like I said, it doesn't have to be written out word for word. Oftentimes, that really doesn't work the best because if you have it written out word by word, if you miss one or two words, um, you kind of get stuck and you feel like you messed up, and the stream from my perspective it won't be as good because you're just reading off a page basically. But having a few bullet points is great because then you get to add your own creativity and what you want to talk about. And the last thing I would say is to stream with other people. Streaming with other people is great because now the stream isn't just being shared with your network, it's also being streamed with the person who is co hosting it with you. And then all of their network gets to see your profile and they get to see the insight that you've shared, right? And a, um, a bonus tip that I would add is to rewatch some of the streams that you have done. This way, you can see your body language, your eye contact, your delivery in general. These are all very important things. You can catch things that might not sound the best. Personally, that's why I love the group Toastmasters. For those less acquainted, it is a group that helps you out with your public speaking. So, um, very, very important. So, once again, just to recap, have a content calendar. Doesn't have to be 30 days out, but at least you can plan for the week ahead and have a week's worth of content ready. Number two, prepare the morning of and have a few bullet points. Doesn't have to be written out word for word because number one, you'll get burnt out. Number two, your content won't be as good if you have it written out word for word. Just have a few bullet points and prepare the morning of. Also to stream with other people. I think that it's important because then you get to share your content with your co-host and the network of your co-host as well. So these are all very, very important. And if you do decide to stream and if you have any questions, let me know. I did this for the past 30 days and it's been super powerful for me. And I personally enjoyed it. I hope that the my network has gotten some value out of it, whether you learned about real estate or another related topic. And if you have any questions in general about live streaming, about real estate, let me know. I am here to help. So I really appreciate all of you tuning in, and I really appreciate the questions, and I greatly appreciate the support. So thank you for joining me on my capital raising journey, going live for 30 days, and this was the final day. Really appreciate it. Thank you all for tuning in. Take care.